Want to know the secret to attracting women? Forget the fancy cars, the expensive suits, and the perfectly sculpted hair. Women are drawn to a different kind of man, a man who understands the language of attraction on a primal level. Now, this isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. You have to be tapping into a raw, authentic energy that women find irresistible. Forget everything you've been told about being high value or trying to impress women with your accomplishments. Women aren't looking for a resume, they're looking for a connection. They're looking for a man who is comfortable in his own skin, a man who isn't afraid to be himself, even if it means being a little rough around the edges. It's time to ditch the act and step into the most attractive version of yourself. This isn't your father's dating advice. We're not going to tell you to be polite, to follow the rules, or to shower her with compliments. In fact, we're going to tell you to do the exact opposite. This is about breaking free from the mold and embracing your primal masculinity. The kind of masculinity that is raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically itself. It's the kind of masculinity that women are magnetically drawn to, even if they can't explain why. Get ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about dating. This channel exists for one reason: to empower men in the game of dating. For too long, men have been bombarded with conflicting advice, societal pressures, and unrealistic expectations. We're told to be sensitive yet assertive, successful yet humble, and to always put a woman's needs before our own. Deep down, women are drawn to a very specific type of man, a man who embodies a powerful primal energy. This energy isn't about arrogance or aggression, it's about confidence, authenticity, and a deep-seated self-belief that transcends the need for external validation. Our mission is to cut through the noise and give you the raw, unfiltered truth about what it takes to tap into this powerful energy. If you're tired of the mixed messages, the endless rules, and the constant second-guessing, you've come to the right place. We're here to provide a refreshing antidote to the confusing and often contradictory dating advice that bombards men from all directions. This channel is about getting back to basics, to the primal instincts and desires that drive human attraction. We'll strip away the layers of complexity and reveal the simple, powerful truths about what women really want. Prepare to unlock a whole new level of confidence and success in your dating life. Gentlemen, if you want to unlock the secrets of female attraction, you need to understand one crucial thing: logic is your enemy. Women are emotional creatures, and they respond to energy, to vibe, to a feeling they get from a man. Trying to impress a woman with your intellect or your accomplishments is a surefire way to kill the mood. She doesn't care about how much money you make or how many degrees you have. Women are attracted to the same things in men. They want a man who makes them feel alive, excited, and desired. Nothing screams insecure louder than a man who is trying too hard to impress a woman. This can manifest in countless ways, from bragging about your accomplishments to showering her with excessive compliments to planning over-the-top dates designed to win her approval. Here's the harsh truth: women can smell desperation a mile away. Instead of trying to be someone you're not, focus on cultivating an unshakable sense of self-confidence. When you genuinely believe in your own value, it shows. Now, before you misunderstand, being a good person is important. But there's a big difference between being a genuinely good guy and being a nice guy. Nice guys often believe that if they're just nice enough, if they do enough favors, if they put a woman on a pedestal, she'll eventually realize what a great catch they are and fall head over heels in love. This couldn't be further from the truth. Women don't find neediness and desperation attractive. They want a man who is confident, assertive, and who isn't afraid to go after what he wants. One of the biggest mistakes men make when it comes to attraction is putting women on a pedestal. They treat women like delicate flowers, showering them with compliments, bending over backwards to please them, and generally acting as if women are superior beings. This type of behavior is not only unattractive, it's also disrespectful. Remember, women are attracted to men who are their equals, men who see them as partners, not prizes to be won. When you put a woman on a pedestal, you're essentially saying that you don't believe you're good enough for her. So, we've talked about what turns women off, but what about the vibe that actually draws them in? What kind of energy does a man who effortlessly attracts women possess? The answer is simple. He operates on a different wavelength. He's not caught up in the same anxieties, insecurities, and need for validation that plague most men. This man is tuned into his primal instincts, to the raw, unfiltered energy that women find irresistible. He's not trying to be anyone but himself, and that authenticity is what makes him so damn attractive. Think of it like a radio frequency. The key to attracting women is to adjust your dial and start broadcasting on the right wavelength. One of the biggest secrets to attracting women is actually quite simple. Prioritize your own fun. Women are drawn to men who are passionate about life, who have a zest for adventure, and who aren't afraid to let loose and have a good time. This doesn't mean you have to be the life of the party or constantly cracking jokes. It simply means being present, engaged, and genuinely enjoying yourself. When you're having fun, you radiate an energy that is infectious. People are naturally drawn to those who exude happiness and positivity. Think about the men who effortlessly attract women. They're too busy having a blast and living in the moment. Predictability is the death knell of attraction. Think about it. What's more exciting, a predictable, routine movie plot or a film with unexpected twists and turns? The same principle applies to attraction. Women are drawn to men who keep them guessing, who are a little bit mysterious, and who don't always play by the rules. This doesn't mean you need to be a jerk or a player. It simply means being comfortable with spontaneity, taking risks, and not being afraid to shake things up. Remember, attraction is about creating a spark, a sense of excitement and anticipation. One of the most important aspects of attracting women is embodying a strong, masculine frame. This doesn't mean being aggressive or domineering. It means being comfortable being the leader, setting the tone of the interaction, and making decisions without needing validation or permission. Women are naturally drawn to men who are decisive, assertive, and who have a clear sense of purpose. Think of it like a dance. When a man embodies a strong masculine frame, he creates an irresistible aura of confidence and self-assuredness. Now, when we talk about embodying the loser, we're not talking about actually being a loser in the traditional sense. This isn't about being unsuccessful, unambitious, or lacking confidence. It's about tapping into a different kind of strength. A strength that comes from being comfortable in your own skin, from being true to your primal instincts, and from not giving a damn about what society expects of you. The loser we're talking about is actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's the guy who seems completely unfazed by the pressures of the world, the guy who is perfectly content just being himself. And you know what? Women find that incredibly attractive. You want to know the secret to speaking a woman's language? It's not about showering her with compliments or trying to decipher her every word. It's about speaking to her heart, to her soul, to the part of her that craves connection, excitement, and adventure. This loser gets it. He understands that women are emotional creatures, that they're drawn to energy, to vibe, to a man who makes them feel alive. He doesn't need to overthink things or analyze every interaction. He simply allows himself to be present, to be playful, to be the kind of man who doesn't take himself too seriously. He's not afraid to express his desires, but he also knows how to create a space where she feels safe and comfortable doing the same. He's not trying to be her knight in shining armor or her Prince Charming. He's simply being himself, flaws and all, and that's what makes him so damn irresistible. This loser understands that the most powerful language is often unspoken. It's in the way he looks at her, the way he touches her, the way he makes her feel like the only woman in the room. It's about creating a connection that goes beyond words, a connection that is primal, raw, and undeniable. Gentlemen, it's time to dethrone the intellect and embrace the power of feeling. In the realm of attraction, overthinking is your worst enemy. When you're constantly analyzing, strategizing, and second-guessing yourself, you create a wall between yourself and the woman you're interested in, the loser we've been talking about. He doesn't have time for all that mental gymnastics. He's too busy living in the moment, following his gut, and allowing himself to be guided by his emotions. He understands that attraction is about feeling, not thinking. He's not afraid to show his vulnerability, to express his desires, to let his guard down. He knows that true connection comes from a place of authenticity, from being willing to be seen and heard for who he truly is. This doesn't mean you have to throw logic out the window entirely. but it does mean learning to trust your instincts, to listen to your heart, and to allow yourself to be guided by something deeper than your thoughts. The loser who effortlessly attracts women understands a fundamental truth. Women are drawn to men who are in touch with their primal masculinity. This isn't about being aggressive or domineering, it's about embracing the raw, unfiltered essence of what it means to be a man. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, owning your desires, and expressing yourself without reservation. It's about being the protector, the provider, the leader. It's about embodying a strength that is both physical and emotional, a strength that comes from within and cannot be faked. This loser isn't afraid to get his hands dirty, to break a sweat, to take risks. He's not afraid to be vulnerable, to express his emotions, to show his true self to the world. He's comfortable with his masculinity, and that confidence is incredibly attractive to women. This is about tapping into the part of you that is wild, untamed, and free. The part of you that doesn't need permission to be himself. The part of you that women find irresistibly attractive. Now let's talk about how this loser energy translates into real-world situations. Because believe it or not, you don't need a three-piece suit or a six-pack to make women weak in the knees. In fact, the loser often throws conventional style rules out the window and embraces a look that is uniquely his own. Take for instance a recent outing I had with some friends. Was I dressed to the nines in designer clothes, trying to blend in with a perfectly polished crowd? Hell no. I rocked a look that screamed comfortable in my own skin. Think a slightly wrinkled baby blue button-down. Because who has time for ironing when you're busy living life, paired with a souvenir baseball blanket draped casually over my shoulders? Yes, you heard that right, a baseball blanket. It was a conversation starter, a symbol of my carefree attitude, a big middle finger to the idea that you need to conform to some arbitrary dress code to attract women. And guess what? It worked like a charm. Women were drawn to the confidence and unconventionality of it all. The point is, the loser understands that true style isn't about following trends or trying to impress anyone. It's about expressing your personality, your individuality, and your complete disregard for societal expectations. It's about owning your look, whatever that may be, and wearing it with an air of confidence that no expensive suit can replicate. Now let's talk about the language of the loser, because it's just as important as the look. And trust me, it's not about reciting cheesy pickup lines or trying to sound like a smooth-talking Casanova. It's about embracing absurdity, spontaneity, and a healthy dose of playful chaos. Remember that souvenir baseball bat I mentioned earlier? Well, that wasn't just for show. It became a symbol of our crew's lighthearted, let-them-cook mentality. We'd jokingly use it to round up the troops at the bar, yelling, "Let them cook! Let them cook!" whenever we spotted a group of women who seemed a little too caught up in their own heads. It was ridiculous, it was absurd, and it was absolutely brilliant. Why? Because it broke the tension, it injected a sense of playful energy into the environment, and it showed that we weren't taking ourselves too seriously. Women could sense that we were genuinely having fun, and that made us infinitely more approachable and attractive. The loser understands that life is too short to be taken seriously all the time. He's not afraid to be silly, to make people laugh, to embrace the absurdity of it all. And that's a breath of fresh air in a world that often feels too serious, too calculated, too damn predictable. Now you might be thinking, okay, this all sounds good in theory, but does it actually work in real life? The answer, my friends, is a resounding hell yes. Let me give you a couple of examples from that same night out with the baseball bat and the let them cook mantra. Picture this, I'm sitting at the bar, enjoying some food, and this woman sidles up next to me. Now, I'm not even trying to hit on her, I'm just existing in my own little world, radiating that loser energy we've been talking about. And what does she do? She starts showing me pictures on her phone, getting increasingly flirty and playful. Keep in mind, I hadn't bought her a drink, I hadn't showered her with compliments, I hadn't even tried to impress her. I was just being myself, completely comfortable in my own skin. And that, my friends, was the most attractive thing I could have done. Later that night, another woman approached me, completely enamored by the energy of our group. She couldn't stop talking about how much fun we were having, how confident and carefree we seemed. She even admitted to being attracted to both me and my friend, the co-conspirator in our let them cook antics. These encounters weren't flukes. They were the direct result of embodying the loser mentality, of embracing my primal masculinity, of prioritizing my own fun, and of speaking the unspoken language of attraction. It's about tapping into that raw, unfiltered energy that women find irresistible. So, what's the takeaway here? What's the secret sauce that makes the loser so damn attractive to women? It's not about a lack of ambition or success. It's not about being a jerk or a player. It's about tapping into a primal energy, a raw authenticity that transcends the superficial. The loser understands that true attraction isn't something you force, it's something you embody. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, owning your desires, and living life on your own terms. It's about prioritizing your own fun, embracing the absurdity of it all, and speaking the unspoken language of attraction. Women are drawn to this energy like moths to a flame. Why? Because it's real, it's unfiltered, and it's a refreshing change from the try-hard posturing that pervades the dating world. The loser isn't trying to impress anyone, he's not trying to follow any rules, he's just being himself. And that, my friends, is the most attractive thing you can be. Remember, this isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about shedding the layers of societal conditioning, the need for validation, the fear of judgment, and embracing the most authentic, magnetic version of yourself. This is your wake-up call, gentlemen. It's time to ditch the tired dating advice, the overthinking, the constant need for approval, and step into your power. Your journey to unlocking your primal magnetism starts now. Embrace the loser within. Not the loser in the traditional sense, but the loser who understands that true strength lies in simplicity, authenticity, and a deep-seated self-belief that transcends the need for external validation. Start by prioritizing your own happiness. Do the things that bring you joy, pursue your passions with reckless abandon, and don't be afraid to let your true self shine through. Women are drawn to men who are passionate about life, men who radiate an energy of joy and fulfillment. Embrace the art of unpredictability. Break free from routine, surprise her, challenge her, keep her guessing. Don't be afraid to be a little bit different, a little bit edgy, a little bit out there. And most importantly, believe in yourself. Trust your instincts, follow your desires, and never apologize for being the amazing, unique man that you are.